So I had a friend of mine ask me what I thought of a video that they had edited and graded. So what was wrong with the video was its contrast. The shadows were just not quite dark enough for what the video was going for, the type of grade, the style. So I got into talking with her, and she knew what the curves tool was and she knew what scopes were, but she didn't quite know how to edit using them. So I'm going to show you a quick step-by-step of how to use the curves tool and scopes to get perfect contrast on pretty much any image. All right, I'm in Premiere Pro. I'm using the color tab. If you go to workspaces, color, or you may have the tab here, this will give you pretty close to this. I may have moved some things around, hopefully not too much. Let me know in the comments if something's so off and you can't find something. Okay, so we're gonna start with the curves tool, which in the sidebar, you can find curves, or you can go to effects, go down to your Lumetri effect, and go to curves, and it will be here, just so you know where that is. So let's go back to our scopes. So if you take a look at the bottom of this scope, this is going to be your shadows, and this is going to be your highlights. So in this image, generally you'd want your shadows to touch 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the curves. We're going to bring down our shadows all the way until they are black. So that looks pretty good. Next, we're going to go to our highlights. Make this quick and easy. Bring your highlights up until they are peeking out a little bit. And then from there, you can just fine tune. So you can use your middle bar. Depending upon, this is really where you're going to be able to change the look of it. So if you want it flatter, you can bring it down a little further, but you might end up with a darker image. You can bring it up more, and then from there you fine tune even more. You go in here, and then you add another point here. And each time you do this, just really bring it up and down and see what it's doing to your image. So real quick, let's just see what that looks like. So this is what we started with, and here's where we're at. Now that's the big difference. I'm going to do it one more time with this image here. You can see your scopes in a different spot. Maybe my exposure was different. So we're going to start by bringing the shadows down to 0. I know some shots you're going to want to have your shadows slightly above 0. Some people call it lifted shadows or a flat look or a curve or whatever you want to call it. But I'm just going to show you a general way to control all of these things so you can get whatever image you want. So we bring up our highlights. So there's not too many actual highlights here. Okay, and then from there we fine tune, we grab the middle. I want to bring this down because I want to get rid of this background here. Have her still pop out, but also get rid of the background. Make that a little more contrasty, and then we go up to our highlights, fine tune our highlights. All right, and then you can keep going from there. It depends upon if you have noise or something in your image, or you have a certain shadow that's covering a face. You can really fine tune and figure out what's going to be best for your image. Keep going here. You can see that a lot of these smaller ones are really just, I'm only moving them slightly just to get it exactly how I want it. Let's take a look what it looks like without that. That's a huge difference. All right, so I hope that was extremely helpful and you'll be able to use that. It's very easy to do. You just make sure that you have your scopes on, and you should be able to do it with pretty much any image. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. You can also check me out on Instagram at Ian Fursa. So I hope to see you guys soon, and keep on filming.